XRP has had some absolutely earth-shattering news over the last couple of days here. We have a new interview with the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, that we have to cover some very, very important points that were made, and it really kind of shows the future prospects for XRP moving in a positive direction. Now, with everything that's going on here, guys, and with the way that the market is shifting in this new regulatory environment and new administration with the new rules and regulations that are looking to be unveiled over the next couple of months here. Again, there are a lot of crazy price targets coming out for XRP. We are going to break those down here as well in a no nonsense, no BS, no fluff kind of way. So if that's the type of information you guys like, make sure you guys go down and hit that like button here. Again, it costs you nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot in spreading these videos out to as many people who actually want to learn. Again, if you guys never want to miss another video like this, make sure you are subscribed. And again, for you guys, I want to know what you guys think. What is your 2025 end of year price target for XRP? Let me know down below in the comments and join the conversation. Now, a little bit of a shameless plug here, guys. I just released something absolutely massive. We're calling it VIX Insights. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm 25 now. I've been learning and analyzing markets since I was 14 years old, learning from some of the most successful financial professionals in the world. Again, it's only $10 a month. If you guys want to hop in there, you guys are going to get professional level weekly market research reports. You guys are going to get weekly Q&A live stream calls that we're going to go back and forth on any individual stocks or cryptos that you guys want to have covered so that you guys have a better picture of the market. You're going to get the full macro research reports and most importantly, the single stock research reports there, guys. Again, I'll show you the position trading account that I have right here. Little over, I think it's right around $250,000 there. Again, we're going to try and turn that into 500, 750,000, a million. If you guys want to be a part of the journey there, make sure you guys check out that link down below. It literally comes out to 33 cents a day. But let's play this clip from Brad Garlinghouse here, get into everything that we have to talk about, again, in a no nonsense, no BS way, because there's a lot of craziness out there in this community, and I want to make sure you guys have the best information.
Brad, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be back. Nice to see you.
Well, congrats on this move by the SEC. What does this enable you to do at this point?
Look, thank you. Congrats to, I think, the whole industry in a bunch of ways. As you know well, Ripple is really amongst the very first crypto companies to get sued by the SEC. We said then when it started that the SEC was going to be on the wrong side of the law as well as on the wrong side of history. It took longer than we would have liked to kind of prove that out, and more than $150 million of legal bills, but we're thrilled with the ultimate outcome. It allows us to really unlock the U.S. market, which has really been very hostile, with a lot of headwinds in the U.S. market for the whole crypto industry.
Yeah, for sure, and we saw investors react to it, XRP seeing a gain over the last week. But Brad, I want to get your take on what Japanese banks may be preparing to do in terms of adopting XRP. What can you tell us about the growth story at Ripple when you look across the world, overseas markets?
Well, once the United States government filed suit, we really were kind of frozen in the U.S. market. And so about 95% of our customers today, Ripple's customers, are non-U.S. financial institutions. And those are some of the largest financial institutions, ranging from HSBC and BBVA to payment providers you wouldn't necessarily have heard of. Markets like Japan, I think, are still unlocking. The market opportunity here is massive. You have trillions of dollars flowing cross-border globally. It's still largely dominated by the SWIFT network, if you will. And that's architecture, that's a technology architecture that was developed 50 years ago. There's an opportunity to modernize. That takes time, particularly when you have a government in the U.S. kind of combating that innovation. But that's changing now. The Trump effect, if you will, is profound. You're seeing that in asset prices, but you're also going to see that in the adoption of these technologies.
Now, Brad Garlinghouse in that clip there, guys, touched on something very important and something that the XRP community has been speculating on for some time. And this is the kind of widespread mass adoption of Ripple and XRP in Japan. Now, there's also been a lot of misinformation about what's actually been happening in Japan, in the Japanese market, and in their banking system as well. And I want to make sure that you guys actually have the truth here before we start talking about some of these crazy price targets. Some of them might be realistic, some of them not, so that you guys are able to kind of go through this journey here with investing, again, with some accurate expectations. So when we move over here, Japan's open house to accept Dogecoin, Solana, and XRP for real estate amid friendlier regulatory climate here. The Open House Group, a prominent Tokyo Stock Exchange listed real estate firm, has expanded its crypto payment options to include those 3 cryptos that we talked about earlier. As Japan's 5th largest real estate company by revenue, Open House's decision marks an upward trend in crypto payments and adoption within the country's property sector. So, is this something that is like crazy, groundbreaking, earth-shattering news for XRP? Not necessarily, but again, it is a step in the right direction as you are seeing this global shift towards the more widespread adoption of not only the actual use cases for a lot of these specific cryptos here too, but also accepting them as payments. Now, I want to talk about this article really quickly. Bank of Japan adopting XRP. This is something that has been floating around a lot, and for those of you guys that have been paying attention to any of the crypto content, XRP content on the internet here, there are a lot of people out there that have an incentive to lie to you because these types of videos can make a decent amount of money. So the more views that they get, they can make a bunch of money, guys. It's just how it works. PPCs and CPMs, that's how they evaluate news. But when you think about the news that you are seeing, everybody, you have to make sure that you are confirming it because, again, information is one of the best edges that you can have in any given market, but you have to make sure that your information is sound. So Bank of Japan adopting XRP, what this means for Blockscale, XRP's first IDO launchpad here. So this is a big article. It's been shared all over the place from this Globe Newswire here. But when we come over and just ask Grok here to provide us with some sources for this, again, current status and outlook as of March 25th, 2025, Bank of Japan adoption, there is no concrete evidence from the Bank of Japan or Japanese regulators confirming XRP adoption by the central bank. In order to have this actually be true, we would need to see a large announcement from the Bank of Japan, which has not happened. But what I will say here too, guys, is that now that we're kind of dispelling some of this misinformation that we're seeing here, is that again, when you hear Brad Garlinghouse talk about the bullish prospects for the Japanese market and their adoption of XRP and becoming a more friendly crypto environment, well, this starts to make a little bit more sense here. 80% of Japanese banks set to embrace XRP for global payments in 2025. Again, this is a goal. This is the potential of what could happen here in 2025. Nothing is set in stone yet. But this is something that definitely could happen, and you're kind of hearing it hinted at by Brad Garlinghouse here as well. Industry leaders like this individual, CEO of SBI Group, are strongly backing XRP for its potential to streamline cross-border transactions. They view XRP as the ideal solution for international remittances, which are vital for Japan's large migrant worker population. Real demand for XRP is key to its long-term success, contrasting it with Bitcoin, which he believes lacks inherent value. Now, the other thing that I want to cover with you guys here is obviously the price targets, because again, we can sensationalize this all we want, but again, I think everybody in the retail investor community, whether it be in the crypto space or the equity space, the stock market, have seen that a lot of these crazy price targets for anything out there really causes a lot of investors in the present to make very poor decisions and really have unrealistic expectations going into the market every single day. You can disagree with me. That's perfectly fine. But again, at the end of the day, the market is going to decide what the prices of these assets, commodities, securities are going to be at the end of the day. So just looking at XRP here, what we're going to do is look at the monthly chart. Now, for those of you guys in the actual Less Trades, More Profits community, the trading community that I have there, that again is, in my opinion, the best trading community for you guys to hop into. When we look at this here, this is a very, very bullish chart. There is a pretty wide monthly range, but if we can get above this $3 area here, we could see some very significant price movement to the upside on XRP, potentially breaking these highs at 340 and then moving up into that $4 area. Now, you see a lot of people out there on the internet, guys, saying and putting not only just too much money into some of these investments here that they're looking at, these potentially higher risk ones. I'm not saying XRP is, I'm just talking generally here, and are looking to retire off of one thing. And again, I'd say that it's probably smarter for you guys to go to the casino or buy a lottery ticket in order to really just retire off of one position. We got to think about what's realistic here, guys. Could we see XRP go up to that $4 or $5 area? Yes, we absolutely could. But if you think about some of these price targets out there that XRP is going to go to 100, the market cap of XRP there would be about 5.7 trillion, which is like 2.5 times Bitcoin there. So unless the entire global financial system adopts XRP and replaces Swift, which I know a lot of you guys do think is possible to happen there, again, these things, like Brad Garlinghouse said, do take time. But you got to be really careful with these expectations going into the market every single day, guys. I don't want anybody sitting in the market really kind of looking at one thing all the time with tunnel vision, but there's a lot of other opportunities out there too. Remember, guys, the market is always going to be around, and having that understanding of markets in being able to learn and adapt is what's going to help you outperform over the long run. Now, I don't want you guys thinking here in coming into this video thinking, oh, he's bearish on XRP, he doesn't think it's going to go up. No, I just told you the chart is actually looking very solid here on the monthly time frame. When we take a look at the daily time frame here too, we are starting to see the signs of a very, very bullish short-term daily setup here too. If we can get this break above 250, you easily could cruise right through 260 and all the way up to that $3 area, which would coincide with that monthly breakout. And if you guys have seen any of the other XRP videos or on Twitter where I've called out these crazy moves in XRP, like down in here, again, the technical ability that I showcase on this channel is pretty solid here. But again, I want to make sure that everybody has realistic expectations, because a lot of the content creators out there, guys, they do not have your best interests at heart. Their job is to go out and get clicks and views. That's it. To pay for their bills. Again, you guys see, I mean, we're going to go through and make sure that you guys have the actual right information moving forward. So again, if you do enjoy that type of analysis there and what we've done in this video, make sure you guys are subscribed. But that's really going to wrap this one up, guys. Again, just to kind of wrap this up in a little bit of a bow here, that Japanese market expansion could be very, very solid for XRP and Ripple moving forward. But I want to make sure that everybody, again, has realistic expectations for what's to come moving forward, because if you're going to operate in the market from a place of disappointment every single day, letting those emotions get the best of you is going to really encourage you to make very, very poor decisions, which I do not want for anybody. So that is going to wrap up this one, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys go hit that like button down below. For those of you guys that are joining VIX Insights to us, it's probably the best value deal that you guys will see on the internet there for professional level market analysis, single stock research. You guys are going to get direct access to me to answer all of your questions there, especially in the chats that we're going to have, and also in those live streams. We'd love to see you in there. Link down below. But until the next time, guys, peace.